So today, we're rebuilding the Rockies who just signed Kris Bryant. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been sick for the last 3 days, so when I saw that Kris Bryant signed for the Rockies, I thought it was just my brain playing tricks on me, some fuzzy, hazy dream that I made up. But no, it's real. So let's rebuild them because I have no idea what they're doing, and they're still a bad team. So let's have some fun with it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, hit that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And of course, in the comment section down below, let me know who you want to see rebuilt next. Plus, there's been some other crazy deals. Freddie Freeman just signed for the Dodgers. It's getting crazy in free agency. All right, so a lot of you have been asking what roster I use. It's just been the same roster that I've been using for months now. I've just been editing it myself, changing some overalls, some potentials, making the roster moves as they happen. I'm missing some moves that have happened. I know I am, but for the most part, I've been keeping up with the bigger moves that have happened that really impact franchises. So that's really all I've been doing. All right, so looking at this team, I just don't know what to do with them. I don't even know what their plan is. They signed not Dom Nunez, Elias Diaz to a 3-year extension, Senzatella to a 5-year deal. They brought in Jose Iglesias, now Kris Bryant. They brought in a couple relievers. What is the plan? Because outside of Kris Bryant, I don't think any of the guys that they've brought in really improves the team. Senzatella, I don't really see him as a top of the rotation guy. I definitely see him more as a bottom half of the rotation guy. How many more years do they have Marquez for? 2 years. They've got Gomber for a few more years on team control. If this is their 3 that they want to rock with, there still is a lot of need. That's not gonna win you too many games, right? That's not a division winning caliber team, especially when you've got the Dodgers, you've got the Padres, you know what I mean? You've got the Giants, come on, you can't. Chad Cool, whoop-de-doo, you know what I mean? Alex Colome, ooh, what's the plan here? Especially signing Kris Bryant. You brought back CJ Cron. I do know that having, where is he? This contract can't be helpful. I know they would love to spend this money somewhere else, or maybe they wouldn't. I don't really know because they're a super confusing organization. But the thing is, I don't know what the plan is. So, does Trevor Story come back? No way that happens. Does Castellanos come and join the team? I doubt that happens too. Is this one of those things where maybe they try to bring in some lower level guy, not lower level, but kind of not top free agents, see how it plays out. Maybe they get a couple guys that end up being trade pieces at the deadline, getting something in return, and then kind of building from there. They do have some decent prospects. They have the pitcher in Jaden Hill. That guy just battles some injuries. You've got Big Peen Bean. You've got a couple others. But honestly, those guys are still a few years out. I just don't see the plan. I just don't. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to try to find some guys that would kind of fit the team currently. Looking at this team, I definitely think I would like to upgrade at shortstop. I don't see Jose Iglesias being the guy I want for the foreseeable future. And then maybe an outfielder, and then maybe a pitcher or 2 or 3, something like that. Let me see what I can find. My offers right now are gonna be Jonathan Villar, kind of a versatile guy, could play all across the infield, a little bit of outfield too. Maybe he could be an option that the Rockies look at. Johnny Cueto, just a veteran pitcher to come in, help us out, eat some innings. That's what I'm looking at. Corey Dickerson, just another outfielder who could potentially help us out. I think that's kind of something that we're missing. And then I found this guy here. Probably never going to use him, but let's give him a shot. Let's see what happens. I'm looking at the team going, we potentially could use a Corey Dickerson type player. Just a lefty off the bench, just because we'll have Charlie Blackmon, but I just don't expect him to hold his rating. So I'm a little bit worried that he's going to. So that's kind of my logic behind everything. I just don't see us going after a Correa, a Story, or a Castellanos. So I'm gonna pass on that. I'm gonna move forward. We're gonna see what happens in free agency, and then we'll kind of pick up we'll do some more moves as need be. So let's get to, okay, I guess Correa goes to the Dodgers. No chance. I'm not gonna win the division. There's no way. Correa to the Dodgers. Something had to have happened for that to come true. How? That's just not. How? Why? That's okay. Sure. Why not? Yeah. For sure. Yeah, definitely. That's enough free agency for me. I'll see you guys at the start of the season. Trevor Story joins the Rangers, so now they've got Story, Semien, and Seager. good Lord. I know the Twins also put an offer on Story, so there's that. And then now as we get here, I think Castellanos is the last big name out there. So, I mean, I think that's kind of it for free agency. I figured I'd show you the Trevor Story signing. That's about it. What? Yordan to the Braves for Kirby Yates and Wilmer Flores. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to start with the trade for Paul DeJong. I considered Edmundo Sosa just because he had a pretty good season compared to Paul DeJong. I just feel like Paul DeJong's a little bit more of a attainable player than Sosa would be. And I would like a shortstop. I think getting a shortstop that has a little bit of team control for the next couple of years could help us out. I know we have Iglesias. Now I'm thinking about it. Do I just wait until the end of the season and maybe try to sign a shortstop in the offseason? Would that be smarter? Because we're not going to win games this year. We're not going to be competing with the Padres or the Dodgers or the Giants. We're just not. So is it best to just wait it out? How many more years do we have of Charlie Blackmon? We got another year after this. Oh boy. Honestly, I might leave the team as is. We made our offseason moves. Let's see how the team plays, and then we go from there. I would like to add somebody though, because we do have 27 guys on the roster. I doubt any team would take Charlie Blackmon's contract. It just doesn't make sense for a team to do that unless you throw in some sort of prospect to kind of sweeten the deal. So do we just kind of coast this year? Maybe try to get a pitcher? Like, I signed a couple. We got Strom. We got Morin from the Rule 5 draft. Colomé was already a signing by the Rockies. I brought in Cueto, like I mentioned. But like outside of that, I did not do anything. I kind of just left it because like I knew I wasn't really gonna be able to do much. I mean, I'm trying to see if I made any. Dickerson, I showed you. VR, I showed you. Fletcher, I showed you. I think that was it. Strom, I just now showed you. So like I didn't really change much. I'm trying to think of like, do I just leave it for the season and just coast? I think that's what we do. I know it's boring, but like, unless I completely blow up this team, I don't think we do anything. So I think it's just best to I mean, I would like a right fielder. I know we have Zach Veen. Maybe he would be ready. Zach Veen could be ready next year. So maybe a shortstop. Who is a potential? All right, who's a projected J-Ram, but I don't need that position. I wish I could see like what shorts, like projected free agents by position. Like I could go into it and like see who's becoming a free agent. So let me do this. Let's go shortstop. They have 1 year left on their deal. Hold on. Do I need to do that? Bo Bichette's not a free agent. Who's a free agent? Dansby's Dansby. Jose Iglesias. Not a lot of free agents this year. What about second baseman? Any second baseman who could potentially play shortstop? Not really. Okay. It might be best to trade for a shortstop. I got to find one now. I'm going to go back to Paul DeJong. That's the safe bet. Paul DeJong, Sam Hilliard, Brandon Gold. I'm just going to do it. If it doesn't work out, we can still go and get another shortstop. And yeah, that's the move. That's my move. There it is. That's what we're going to do. I got to sort out the outfield still, but we'll figure it out. I still got to send somebody down as well. Honestly, Charlie Blackmon, I feel like he's the odd one out. Like Corey Dickerson is too, but like he's even got better hitting stats than Charlie Blackmon. So I feel like, sorry, that's the move. 80 and 82 is not too bad. Like I'm actually kind of impressed. 26 games back. You know what? Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it for sure. Wild card 5.5. Like that's not too bad at all. That's a lot better than I anticipated. I was expecting like what the Padres did, maybe even what the Diamondbacks did, but I'll take that for sure. So now I think pitching's going to be an issue. I think of course Correa's popping off with the Dodgers. Any other 215 hits for Harold Castro? What? No chance that happens. Anyways, let's see what else we got going on here. 44 home runs for JD Martinez, 42 for Acuna. And we take a look at the awards. DeGrom with MVP, which means he's going to win Cy Young. Eloy wins MVP with the White Sox. Chris Sale, who's actually just had a news break that he has a fractured rib. Is that what? Something with his rib. So he's missing the start of the season. Man, he's starting to have those injuries pile up, huh? But let's see what else we got going on here. No reliever of the year. Brennan Davis and Jarren Duran. Okay. So, yeah, let's figure out this team. All right, so looking at the team, Chad Kuhl got sent down, and he had a 4.5 ERA with the 1.5 WHIP. I might bring him back on like a super cheap deal. I don't really know. Like, those aren't stats I really like, but we'll have to wait and see where we're kind of standing. I'm trying to see if anybody else got sent down that we were using. No. Okay, so Kyle Freeland was actually pretty decent in this long relief role. This might be his spot. Like, this might be where he flourishes and we get the best out of him. Jordan Sheffield came up, pitched a couple innings, did fairly well. So he might be in the mix for maybe a bullpen long relief role as well. Colomé was really good. I just don't know how much longer he's going to hold his rating. I might try to bring him back for another season. Mike Morin, Rule 5 pick, was outstanding. Strom, not too bad. Stevenson, Estevez just got called up. And Oberg was terrible. So I'm going to let him walk. Marquez, pretty disappointing. Gambra, on the other hand, was pretty nice. Senzatella was pretty bad. So was Cueto. So, like, we got us pitching, starting pitching. Definitely want to go after a starter this offseason. Who got sent down? Corey Dickerson. I can see why. Wasn't expecting much. And to be honest, that kind of happened. So that's fine. Who got called up? It looks like Todd. Not even going to try to pronounce that last name. Villard barely got any at bats. Dom Nunez was the backup catcher. Connor Joe was okay. Garrett Hampson only faced lefties, so that's disappointing, especially since he hits lefties the best. And Jose Iglesias, and that's kind of it. So, like, bench was kind of bad. Jonathan Daza, kind of bad, too. That's disappointing. Just signed him to a little bit of an extension, so that's unfortunate. Raimel Tapia, the most electric player in baseball, did very well. Definitely a guy I want to keep in left field. CJ Cron is decreasing in rating, so that's disappointing to see. And we have him for another year. So maybe he's our DH moving forward. We find a new first baseman. Kris Bryant was pretty disappointing as well. He did have like some good numbers. He did improve on the doubles for sure. So maybe he'll go back up. We'll have to wait and see. Ryan McMahon was decent. Maybe he could be our first baseman. I know he played second base too, but Brendan Rodgers is there. So maybe like McMahon plays first, Kris Bryant at third, Brendan Rodgers at second. Depending on how Paul DeJong did, he's our shortstop. And then we just get that outfielder that we've been looking for. Diaz was pretty bad. We could use a catcher. Paul DeJong, I mean, 30 home runs is not bad. It's just the strikeout number is a little high. I'll let him see out his contract. That's really what I'm getting at. Brendan Rodgers, I need you to improve just a little bit more. I know he hits lefties really, really well. I'd like for him to hit righties really, really well. And then we'll be in business. And then Jonathan Daza, okay, yeah, we saw he was kind of meh. So we just need to add more. That's really what I'm getting at. Like, that's what I'm seeing with this team. It's just like, we're good as the Dodgers defeat the Blue Jays, which I could definitely see that after the moves that have been made this offseason. But what I'm seeing is we've got some decent players, but we don't have that like quality that some of the better teams have, right? Like, we've got an okay team. Like, we finished 5 games out in the wild card. Charlie Blackmon retired. That's a lot of money we're going to be saving. So yeah, we're actually in a good spot. So let's see here. Dom Nunez, apparently I gave him a club option. I'll take it. It's super cheap. So now let's see here. I mean, like, he was really good. I'm going to bring him back. Let's do like 2 years, little club option. I'll give him the bullpen because he was really good. So let's do that. Colomé, let's do 1 year for him. I'll make him a bullpen guy. We'll go 2.5. How much money does that leave us? Oh, so much money. Chad Kuhl, how much does he want for like a year? I'm going to hold off on him. Oberg, I'm out. Iglesias as a backup? It's either him or VR. At least VR went up. What does he want? Like 8 mil? He's going to be a backup, but we'll do it. We'll do it. And then, I mean, how much does Iglesias want? About the same. So I'm just going to go VR. And then those are the offers I got on the table right now. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Okay, so now I'm going to go through all of this. We should have a stupid amount of money to play with, which means I'm going to go and spend a stupid amount of money. I'm getting one of these guys. I'm getting Judge, Ketel Marte, or Joey Gallo. I'm making a big splash. It's going to happen. I'm not too sure who yet, but it's going to happen. All right, I said I've got money and I want to spend it, so we're going to spend it. How we're going to spend it? Well, we've already signed a couple players. I've signed some of my draft picks as well. Don't worry about the draft. It wasn't great, so we're probably not going to see any of them. But the good thing is, because we have a lot of money and I'm going to spend it, we're going to go out and we're going to get Thor, who's coming off of a year with the Angels, but he's a really good pitcher. I want a really good pitcher in this team. Next up, Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo and Coors. Oh, that's an 80 home run season waiting to happen. He just needs to make contact with the ball. And of course, we need a closer, Chad Green. Normally on my do not acquire list, I'm going to give him a shot. So that gives me my outfielder that I'm looking for. I still would like something else. I just don't know what, but I think Joey Gallo is a big addition. On top of that, it kind of works out pretty well because like Daza, I did sign him to a longer term deal. Realistically, I probably wouldn't have done that. I probably would have done like 3 or 2 years. I kind of just wasn't paying attention. Accidentally offered him 5. Tapia also becomes a free agent fairly soon. And it just kind of works out with the way that the Rockies have some of these players. Benny Montgomery, Zach Veen. They potentially could be up in 3 to 4 years, which would kind of work with this timeline anyways, where some of these contracts for some of the older players or some of the players that just really aren't living up to the hype. Jonathan Daza, who's also 29, probably becoming a free agent around the time that Veen or Montgomery would be ready, so they could slot right in. We'd still have Gallo. We still could keep Tapia, or we could let Benny Montgomery play one of the positions. We definitely have these young guys who are coming up. So if this was a longer term rebuild, we would have those young guys to rely on. But since I'm trying to win immediately, I think Joey Gallo makes the most sense. And I think maybe making a trade for one more pitcher is probably the best move. Just because, like, I just don't like any of these pitchers. Maybe Sean Manaea. Maybe. I don't know. I think I want to make a trade. So we'll leave it there for now. Hopefully we get those 3 players. That'll definitely bring us up a level. And then we'll see how the rest of free agency goes. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's fine. We don't get Noah Syndergaard. He goes 7 years to the Astros. Okay, so next up is either Kershaw or Severino. Out of the options that are left, Severino's usually on my do not acquire list also because he always lets me down. But we're going to go for him. Hopefully we get him over the Mets. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Max Muncy to the Red Sox. Ooh, that's a big move. Margot to the Nationals. Goes to the White Sox. Now we're in big trouble. Gary Sanchez to the Astros. Oh, Clevenger to the Dodgers. Judge to the Dodgers? What is going on? Christian Vasquez, Ketel Marte to the Marlins. Have I made any signings? Okay, so Joey Gallo's still out there, but we did get Chad Green and Tyone. Okay. Tyone was the pitcher that I went for instead. Let's hope somebody else pops up in the next few days. That'd be great. Joey Gallo does sign with us. That's big. Dansby is going to have to cut the flow and shave his little scruff that's going on to play for the Yankees. Interesting there. Let's see. Any other names that popped up here? Honestly, I might take a little... Let's see. Has Pineda started to drop off a little bit? He has. But he would be a good 5. But I said I really wanted to go out and get a really good starter. So I think I might just do that. Which means I'm probably just going to leave it there. I think we've done a really good job in free agency this year. I mean, we could go out and get like Omar Narvaez who hits righties really well. But then that kind of takes away from everything else. So I might just leave it there. I think I will. I don't think we really need much. Like Gallo slides up perfectly. Probably hit him in the 4 or the 5 spot. I mean, probably Kris Bryant there. Gallo, Crone. I guess we could maybe use a middle infielder to kind of help out. Yeah, we're kind of, I mean, like Welker looks okay. But I guess we could use like another middle infielder to help us out. Who could be that player? Iglesias. Bring him back after we said we didn't want him. I mean, that's kind of our only options unless something else pops up. So I don't know. I think that's it for free agency. I'll see you guys at the start of the season. All right, a player that's been in the news all offseason, Tyler Mahle, along with Luis Castillo. Apparently, the Reds aren't looking to move him. Another organization that I really don't understand, the Reds. I think the owner just is a cheapskate besides paying like Joey Votto. And I think he's realized that like the moves he made didn't work out. So now he's trying to like kind of retool. I hope that's what the Reds are trying to do. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they do. But Tyler Mahle becomes a free agent at the end of this season. I'm going to give him Daza, Joe, and Chavez, and we're going to make that deal possible. So, that in mind, Estevez is going to get sent down. Let's get there. Send him down. And now we have an open spot, which means... Do I need an outfielder? 1, 2, 3. I do need an outfielder. Ooh, man, I guess I didn't mean to trade Daza just yet because Montgomery's not ready just yet, and neither is Veen. Do I have someone? I mean, VR could kind of play the outfield. Like this Tog. Let me just sign somebody. Let me see. Who do we got here? You know what? For a season, doesn't look too bad. What about Ortega? We'll go McKenna. We'll go McKenna for a season. He doesn't want that much. 3 mils fine. It's whatever. That's fine. We'll get him into the team. He'll be purely a backup. Purely a backup. And that actually allows me to kind of change up the lineup a little bit, which is actually something I wanted to do. So now I'm going to have... Oh, this actually... Yeah, so Hampson isn't going to play here. But what I can do is I can move Tapia to center. Kris Bryant to left. Third base is still fine. Everything's good. I could just put Duffy here and we can rock like that. That actually works out just fine. Or what I could do is go and get another outfielder, but that seems like a waste. So I think that'll just be that. And then as you can see, I signed the bench bat of dreams, Matt Duffy, to the team. On top of that, I decided to bring in Keston Hiura. We're just going to try to hit more home runs than everybody. That's really what I'm looking to do. And then on top of that, we added Tyone, and now we have Tyler Mahle, which I think based on how everybody did last year, I think this is what I want to do. I'm still pretty happy with the bullpen based on how everybody did last year, and we just kind of let it go. Whatever happens, happens. Contract extensions, Tyler Mahle potentially, Marquez potentially, we've got a lot of people becoming free agents. We might have to sort that out. Not right now, but we might have to sort that out. I'll see you guys probably trade deadline. All right, so I'm really liking the way the team's performing. We're actually not too far out of the division. Yeah, so at the deadline, I'm just going to acquire Reese McGuire. Just a guy who does really well in franchise on Sims, so like in rebuilds. So yeah, everybody's doing well. You can see we're 3 games out of the division. I'm going to leave it there. Pitchers are doing great. Offense is doing great. I don't want to mess with it. I might look to add a couple players. Man, this is tough. I might just wait. Just because I really don't know what direction I want to go with the team, and we might fall off. So I want to leave it there. Let's see how the season finishes. All right, 95 and 67. We're taking on the Braves, which, okay, that's fine. I want to see where we were in the standings. 12 games back. I mean, the Dodgers are going to be tough to beat. Like, they're just too good. I mean, remember they signed Judge, Correa, like third base, whoop-de-doo. You got Edwin Rios. You still got Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Mookie, like, and Ballinger's chilling on the bench. And then your pitching staff is Dustin May, Urias, Clevenger, Kershaw. And then your bullpen's gross too. Like, it's just not fair. That's disgusting. That shouldn't be allowed. But yeah, 12 games out. I mean, if you look at it, we would have been first in the Central. We would have been first in the East. I mean, we're one of the better teams in baseball. Braves right behind us as well. So I'm pretty happy with the way we've kind of turned this team around. And looking at some other league leading stats, Daza had the most at bats. I guess he kind of turned it around with the Reds a little bit towards the end of the year. But I just feel like with some of the youngsters we have, I feel like he would be a little bit of an expendable piece. Watch, he'll probably ball out with the Reds now that we traded him there. But we'll see what happens. Awards. A Gold Glove. That was it. JD Martinez now with the Pirates wins MVP. Really? Okay. Castellanos wins it on the other side. Chris Sale is the Cy Young winner along with Jacob deGrom. Gomber was in the mix there. Okay, good for him. Good for him. Any other interesting ones? Chad Green just missed out on reliever of the year. Ooh, okay. And then Seth Beer and Julio Rodriguez are your rookies of this season, or rookie of the year, however you want to. Oh, hold on. We got to clear this up. This is a mess. All right, so pitching wise, Freeland, again, really good in this spot. I like it. He is a free agent. Hopefully we can bring him back. He's going to want starter money, which is going to be an issue, but we'll sort something out for this spot. Colome, once again, really solid. I fully expect him to start to decrease at this point, but for the last 2 seasons, been super consistent. Morin, same thing, unbelievable. Estevez didn't pitch. Jordan Sheffield was garbage, so we're just going to take him out. Matt Strahm, once again, really, really good. And then Stevenson, pretty solid. The whip's pretty high, but you know what? As long as he's like getting out of the situations, I'm cool. And then Chad Green was a fantastic pickup. 6 blown saves, not ideal, but we'll work around it. Gombert was our best pitcher, so I'm going to give him the ball for this postseason wildcard spot. He's getting it because Marquez was garbage. He really cooled off second half of the season. Tyler Mahle wasn't as good as I would have hoped. Jamison Tyone was pretty good though. And then Senzatella was solid as well. So I think with Tyone, Senzatella, and Gombert, we've got some really good pieces. I'm just not too sure about Marquez and Mahle. And then when we take a look at the lineup, VR off the bench doesn't really get a lot of chances, but this season was a lot better. McKenna off the bench was solid, really good. Diaz is our backup catcher now. Hampson, nah. And then Hura had 80 at bats, 15 hits. Not ideal. Matt Duffy is just the bench bat of dreams. The dude gets on base. Definitely a step down from the previous season, but still pretty good. Tapia was okay, cooled off from last year, which is super disappointing. Kris Bryant was a lot better than he was last year. Joey Gallo was an improvement over what he did last year. Home runs are still a little low. I'd like to see more. CJ Cron, pretty solid. I mean, that on-base percentage went up so much. McMahon, not bad. Not bad. Okay. Paul DeJong definitely improved. Actually, he didn't definitely improve. He improved a little bit. But it seems like this is kind of his average, which it's not terrible, but I kind of want a little bit better. I mean, 30 home runs almost is still pretty good. Brendan Rodgers is still super disappointing. With those hitting stats, though, you'd think he'd do a little bit better. So I don't know what's going on. And then Reese McGuire is Reese McGuire. So we're going to leave it there. I think that's how I want it. Ooh, now I'm trying to think, do I really want Gombert being the guy to start it? Yeah, I've decided Gombert's going to take it. Boom. Oh, we don't have lineups. I know we do, though. That's the thing. So, boom. Auto fix. 1-0. Holy cow. This one's going to be tough, though. I want Gombert here. We'll go like that. This is going to be so tough. And like we've looked at this lineup. We know it's like to beat this team, we're gonna have to be like perfect. And like Marquez, Mahle. I mean, this is gonna be so tough. Like our record versus them during the regular season wasn't great. And holy cow, the reverse sweep. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna show you. Like we have a win here. We have 1 win here. So that's 2 in those series. When else did we face the Dodgers? I felt like we faced them so much more and we did worse. Oh, we actually did better than I thought. We swept them. And then maybe I thought we did a lot worse. Oh, is this the year? Are we gonna do it? We got the Phillies now. I don't want Marquez here though. I want Gombert. Okay, the Phillies, and then either the White Sox or the Blue Jays. So, I mean, like, we don't really have an easy road ahead of us to win this. So, if we can get, Tyler Mahle, please. That is big. All right, so we're facing the White Sox. Wow, 4-2 for the White Sox. Okay, so let me sort out the pitching first, because again, you can see a 7.2 ERA. I don't want that starting game 1 of the World Series. All right, White Sox, what have you done to make your team even better? So Moncada's already been killing it. I've seen him at the top of the charts for league leaders a lot. Josh Harrison, obviously a new signing this offseason. Danny Santana, okay. But outside of that, I mean, it's kind of like your standard White Sox squad. Pitching-wise, Sonny Gray's new. And then obviously their bullpen is unbelievable. So, yeah, it comes down to this. Hopefully we did enough to win a World Series. And if we can win this, we go to Game 7. And we are Game 7. Let's do it. Jamison Tyone versus Dylan Cease. All right, Game 7. Guaranteed rate field. Tyone on the mound. We've got our standard lineup against Dylan Cease. Wow, Matt Duffy looks so tired. What happened to Matt Duffy? Is he okay? Like, is he gonna be okay this game? Like, should I take him out? Like, is he gonna die on the field? What is going on with his face in that picture? That looks ridiculous. Anyways, let's see if we can get some offense cooking. But I mean, Eloy goes deep. That's understandable. First and second though, bases loaded, no outs. I need a run. We got one run. Okay. And then a fielder's choice. So bases loaded with no outs, and we only get one run. That's just not good enough. Oh man, they try to get him to third. Why not just take first and second with no outs? You know what I mean? Or one out. Would that have been one out? Runner was thrown out for them. Okay, so one runner was thrown out for each side. We have one run each, 5 hits each, 1 error each. All right. McMahon goes deep, gives us a 3-1 lead. They have Kendall Graven. I totally forgot they signed Kendall Graven. Their bullpen is nasty. All right, Matt Duffy, the guy who's dying on the field apparently. We're gonna take out Zion there, and we're gonna go to Morin, who has been so good for us, and he does it again. 1 inning, does exactly what I needed. I might bring him out for a second. Do I want to risk it? I risked it, and we get out of it. 9th inning, we already know we're going to our closer, unless we can blow this game open, which is definitely a possibility with this situation here. 2-run score, 5-1 game. CJ Cron with the 3-run home run, his first hit of the day, makes it 8-1. Talk about just making things go crazy. I feel like I should probably still go to a guy that I can trust, like Stevenson. And there it is. Rockies win the World Series. Wow. What? 5 runs in the 9th. 5 runs in the 9th. Matt Duffy and his dead sleepy eyes didn't really do much, but it's just funny. 95 and 67 for both teams. CJ Cron with a massive home run in the 9th inning. Tapia, your World Series MVP. Playoff MVP went to Reese McGuire, who was a late season acquisition. So turns out to be a pretty good pickup for us. And you guys can see the postseason numbers for the team here. Kris Bryant had a pretty solid postseason. Joey Gallo was good. He brought in the runs, so I can't complain there. But overall, it's looking like the offense went a little cold. So how did we win? Like, how did we squeak this out? Because like even our starters weren't fantastic besides like Tyone and Gomber. And then what about the bullpen? Besides, I mean, Chad Green was lights out. It just seems like I mean, how did we win? I guess we just like scored runs when we needed to, huh? I'll take it though. That is a big turnaround for this Rockies team. I did not expect that. Like, it's a good team, but I think we just got super lucky on this one. I really do. I think we got super lucky. We just got the RNG and we won it. I think we still built a really cool team though. You know, like Tapia's still here. We brought in Bryant. We brought in Gallo. So like, okay, we didn't bring in Bryant. Bryant was signed, but we brought in Gallo. We brought in DeYoung and McGuire. Outside of that, it's kind of like your standard Rockies team. The pitching staff we changed up a bit, but I feel like the Rockies, maybe they do have a plan. I still don't believe they do, but maybe they do. We're going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the review. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And of course, in the comment section, let me know who's next. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.